Hi everyone and welcome to Jab and Move with your host Stephen, and what a weekend of boxing we had. We had the fight between Josh Warrington and Leigh Wood, and also the fight in Vegas between Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. So let's climb into them, guys. My fight reaction to the fights and also what I think is going to be happening moving forward. Straight away for Josh Warrington against Leigh Wood. It was a great night of boxing. It was a good night of boxing, mostly for the second fight, but the first one was not what I expected. I expected Leigh Wood to command it a bit more in terms of some knockdowns and putting that pure power to Josh Warrington, and I expected better from Josh Warrington in terms of his fighting ability. You could tell that obviously the 3 years since this original fight, Josh Warrington has aged even more, and he's been through a lot of battles in his victories and his losses, and that clearly has come to fruition now because he looked leggy from about round 3-4 onwards. I think I gave him possibly round 3 and 4. After that, it looked like Leigh Wood had absolute command over this fight, and he didn't need to go for the knockout because he had him on the jab, he had him on the reach, and he had him on the points, and it just sort of went that way. So it's a shame because I expected more of a brutal battle between these two, but Leigh Wood brought control, which surprised me. He was the better boxer. He already outmaneuvered Josh Warrington quite a lot. Now, do I put that to Leigh Wood being a much better fighter? No, I think they both have regressed in the last 3 years, but I do think Leigh Wood has regressed the least. He has still got the power punches, that's something that Josh Warrington doesn't have, and he used again his weight and his height to his advantage. So unfortunately, it's an absolute shame really for Josh Warrington, because I love him as a fighter. I think he's a great fighter and he's done a lot in his career, but it is definitely now time for him to retire, I believe. I don't think we're going to be seeing any sort of iteration of Josh Warrington that could contend or win world titles, and I don't want to see him fighting at any other levels but then, because he deserved that with the work and stuff he put in. In terms of Leigh Wood, it's interesting. He lost to Kakacha last time out. I don't think he'll beat Kakacha if he fought him again, but there's possibly an avenue there for some big fights and what could happen. So I think he'll be sticking around, do some more, having some more fights and battles. But huge respect to both fighters. It's an absolute shame Josh Warrington weren't able to get it over the line in terms of just being able to be more competitive. And for Leigh Wood, big kudos for him. He's won the rematch. He's again proved that he can not only win by knockout but actually control a fight, which he's done really, really well there with Josh Warrington. And they move on. So the next fight was in Vegas with Mario Barrios against Ryan Garcia, and it was an interesting fight for me. This is the one I was looking forward to the first fight because it was a match between the two fighters. I was looking forward to the second fight purely because of Ryan Garcia. We've seen all the antics with Devin Haney. We've seen him obviously put in a performance with Devin Haney, but then the drug doping scandal and all the other stuff that's come out from that. He had his year ban. He came back against Riley Romeo, looked a shell of himself in that fight, but he came out admitting that I think he was like 30 pounds overweight. He wasn't in the right headspace. He didn't want to be in the ring, but he had to try and get himself in there to sort of get himself going again. And he wanted to be better. And something I raised when they did the weigh-ins and stuff, and my fight predictions was I would go with Garcia. I expected a stoppage late on, but I didn't know what type of Garcia we were going to see. And also, he looked gaunt. He looked quite stripped, very stripped down on the weigh-in. So what type of performance were we going to see? Were we going to see like a Gervonta Level Davis, where once he got hit a couple of times, it was going to take effect? We did not see that. We saw an unbelievable performance from Ryan Garcia. He controlled it from start to finish. Within the first 20 seconds, he had Mario Barrios on the floor, and he just kept that intensity up. You watched him throughout the fight. His eyes did not leave Barrios. He was fixated on that guy. Every time he was in the corner, he was spending 40 seconds there. He was up on his feet 10-15 seconds before Barrios, ready to go again. And he kept that intensity level. He kept that work rate. And also his footwork was exceptional compared to previous fights. It was like it was interlocked with his hands. We've always spoke about this. He has talented hand speed. He has talented boxing ability with the hands, but it's always been the feet that are slightly lacking in that, and that was something people raised when he first fought Devin Haney. Would that be the downfall of him, being able to be that sort of boxer with the feet? With this, it was a complete performance. Now, the only thing that was missing was the knockdown, but I don't think he had to go for it. I think he knew every time he was swinging, Barrios was trying to throw something. So tactically, he had to play it smart. He knew he couldn't get hit and get sort of caught off guard when he was dominating the fight. I think Barrios may have won one round. I think it was the 10th round where he sort of shown up and woke up and realised he was in an actual fight. where he possibly won that round. But other than that, it was a demolition job from Ryan Garcia. Where do we see these guys going next? Obviously, Barrios will probably fight a few people trying to contend back for a world title, but I don't see him as a world champion again moving forward. In terms of Garcia, he's got a WBC bout now, but we all know what we want to see. We want to see the rematch with Devin Haney. I know he called out Shakur Stevenson in the fight. I don't think that's the right move for either fighter, because with Shakur Stevenson, yeah, he's phenomenal, but you can see the weight that Ryan Garcia actually fights at compared to what he can drop down to. So Shakur trying to go to a 144, 147 to fight Ryan Garcia could be like Canelo Bivol all over again. Like, not saying both of these are in that level, I'm just saying it is a really, like, possibly a great small fighter against a really good big fighter, and a really good big fighter beating the small fighter purely on size and reach alone, let alone anything else. So I want to see him against Devin Haney. I want to see that rematch. I think that'll do gangbusters in sales as well. It'll be a huge, huge fight. In terms of Barrios, we will see him possibly trying to contend for a world title again, but I don't see him making many inroads in that. I want to see that Garcia, Devin Haney 2 fight as soon as possible, really. If they can make that happen, that will be fantastic. Another one we'll definitely be looking forward to on the channel. So let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you reckon to the weekend's action? Is it lights out for Josh Warrington now? Has Leigh Wood got a possible chance at a world title moving forward? Could he do it again? And Barrios versus Garcia, is this now Garcia's time to shine? As he finally blew off what happened a couple of years ago, is he a true iteration of himself, and will he go on to dominate and possibly become multiple world champion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye.